All right, this is Craig, and today we're going to talk about red fishing on the Kenai River in Alaska. Reds, or sockeye salmon as they are known to most people, are kind of an interesting creature because they are not a meat eater. So people think that they're biting. They're not really biting. They are plankton eaters, so they're not going to actually bite a fly. They're just going to nip at it or kind of snap at it because they're angry, maybe territorial, or maybe you're just dragging it across their lips and you're catching them inside the mouth, which is really a lot of what's happening. Now, when you're going out there for redfish, you really do not have to have anything more than just waders, because they're not going to be in more than maybe knee-deep water. 9 times out of 10, in fact 99 out of 100. If you're up to your chest or your armpits in water, then turn around, face the bank, and throw the lure that way, because they're all behind you. Although the reds are going to be in fairly shallow water, what they're going to do is come right up along the bank. They're going to be out no more than maybe 10, 15 feet at the most, unless they happen to have a big wide bank that they're coming up, but that's very unusual. So really what you're going to be doing is just fishing maybe at your calves, maybe your knees at the absolute most. And it's a very simple thing, since they are not they're not really doing anything but snapping because they're angry or territorial, or you're just flossing them. The technique is very, very simple. As what you can see here is I like a fly rod because it gives me a longer reach. I can throw it up and cover water much more efficiently, really, because all you're going to do is let out maybe 10 foot of line with a fly rod. You're going to flip it up, let it come downstream till maybe it's swinging through the 45 downstream, and then you're going to give it a quick tug, make sure that there's not a fish there, and you're going to flip it back upstream. Now what I do is I just keep that weight a little bit faster than the current. So if you feel any hit at all or any slowdown, you just set the hook and there you go. Otherwise you let it swing into the end of its arc there, pull it back in case again it has just hit their nose, and then you flip it upstream again. So it's actually very, very simple. 1, 2, 3 here, boom, up again, 1, 2, 3, pull, throw again, and that's all it is. Now how you're going to rig up for it is actually very, very simple. It doesn't take a whole sophisticated system. It's going to take either like a hook with a piece of yarn on like that, or maybe a Russian River fly. It really doesn't matter. You don't have to spend a ton of money on lures, because again, they're not meat eaters. They're not really going to be striking this like a king would, or say a silver would, or even a trout would. So you put a weight about, 36 inches, maybe even 48 if you really want to have a swing there. But if you're going to have 48 inches, you got to make sure that when you pull at the end of your swing, that you can pull till this fly goes straight, okay? Otherwise you're just wasting your time. A lot of people do that. They won't pull far enough so that if there is a fish there, you're not hooking him, you're just letting him spit it out and away you go. Okay, it's got to be pretty quick. So anyways, that's it. Fly rod. Make sure that you've got enough weight that you're bouncing on the bottom. If you're not bouncing on the bottom, you're 99 times out of 100 again not going to catch them either. So again, fly about 36 inches, 48 maybe the most, and the weight, a couple, 3, 4, whatever it takes to get bouncing on the bottom. Keep it going just a little bit faster than the current so that you can feel you're hitting the bottom, but you can also feel as soon as you get a slowdown in that, or you can feel the difference between a bump in the bottom and a bite 9 times out of 10. But hey, strikes are cheap. If you're not sure it's the bottom, you think it might be him, give a tug and see what happens. Flip it back up again. Again, fly rod is my weapon of choice, because I got a longer reach. I don't have to let out as much line, and I can have a much greater arc. I can put more distance between the weight and the fly if I've got a 9 or 10 foot fly rod. Lets me reach further. That's about it. Doesn't have to be very complicated. It does take a little bit of a knack. It's called the Kenai flip. You can use that on almost anything up here, except the kings, of course, not going to do that. But the silvers, you can also catch them that way too, although they're a lot, I think, I wouldn't say easier, but they're different to catch because you can use a lure and they're going to strike it. Silvers are definitely going to strike. Kings are definitely going to strike. Trout are going to strike. It's just the reds that are not really going to strike. So anyways, good luck. You'll catch a whole bunch of them. They're all up and down the Kenai here. Makes it very easy. The Kasilof River has a very big run too. You can check with the Fish and Game Department, and they give you fish counts every day. Normally, you know, it's end of July where the big runs are, but I've seen them actually go all the way into September. I've had days when I was the only one on the whole riverbank there. I kind of felt lonely, and here comes, I'm looking down at my feet, and I'm just seeing red stream by, one right after another. So it can last a long time depending on the year. Reds are normally fairly consistent, and they're going to come in the latter part of July, and you're going to have at least 2-3 weeks of pretty solid fishing for them. So that's the story here. Look for other videos I'm going to do on kingfishing, silver fishing, trout, and dolly fishing up on the Kenai Peninsula. Take care and tight lines.